Hello, hello, good morning. Hello, is anybody here? Can you see this well enough? Yeah. Too much light? Could be too much light. I see some folks coming in. Good morning. How are you, friends? Who's here? Hey. Paul, good morning. Look, we left the door open. I'm gonna need for you to tell me if the outdoor sounds are too much because I have a microphone on, and if the birds get real crazy, we'll have to close the door because there's tons of birds and squirrels. So Paul, you wanted inversions and legs, is that right? Legs and inversions. Inversions and feet, yes, of course. Is there anything specific, Paul, that you want to learn about the feet? Hi, welcome those of you coming in. Say hi in the chat box if you like. This is Vinyasa Yoga and Mantra with me, Noelle. Okay, I'm going to try and do that thing last night that we did where we put it on Do Not Disturb so I could see the chat. It seemed to work. Yes, Paul, we can definitely do shoulder stand and bicycle legs for sure. If anybody else has any requests, please type them in the chat for me. We'll get started in a minute. Okay. Yeah, we can be aware of the feet and toes, certainly, Paul. You guys hear me okay? Thanks, Paul. I got these at Wilmington Yoga Center. Okay, someone else has joined us. Say hi. I'm going to post my link tree so that you guys have access to all of my information and events. This is Vinyasa Yoga and Mantra with me, with Noelle. And I would be honored for you to join us no matter what your situation is. But as a full-time yoga instructor and educator, if you have the ability to donate, then please do. Pay what you can. My Venmo and PayPal are on the links. So that would help me continue to be here for you. So thank you for that. Paul says it sounds good. Great. Okay. So I'd love to do a chant with you this morning that is about togetherness and connection. And it's one of the many Shanti Mantras that is recognized by the yogic tradition. And it just talks about togetherness, and may we help one another, and may there be no separation between us. So I'm going to type the words in the chat here so that you can read them. And if you would like to chant with me, that would be great. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana bhunaktu. Saha viryam. Karavavahi. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Vidvishavahai. Okay, so you have the lines here, and then after that is Om, Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. So if you're looking at the chat, the first line, I'll just translate it in English in a loose translation, and know that there are a lot of different, slightly different subtleties in the translations, because in the language of yoga, which is Sanskrit, each phrase means something, but each syllable within the Sanskrit phrase means something even more deeply. So when you string them together, it becomes this thread of wisdom. So there's a collective meaning that is enhanced by each individual syllable, okay? And so that is exactly what, from an esoteric or psychosomatic standpoint, these mantras are doing. It's when we hear these chants, or when we do these chants together, we're coming together, and we're emerging as an unfolding unlimited consciousness. So we're becoming unlimited consciousness, or we're remembering that we always were, because of our individual personal experiences in this life. So you can think of us and the individual as the syllables, which are a part of the whole. So we're never really separated, okay? And that's why I love chanting, is because it helps us to tap into that collective consciousness and that unlimited consciousness space where there's no separation, but it's simply enhanced by each one of us in the work that we're doing, because we're vessels for divine energy. And that is the purpose of yoga, is to unite and to yoke together all aspects of ourselves. Our physical body structure, the energy that we move through our body, through pranayama practices, the control of the life force energy, mostly with the breath, and our mind. Okay, so that's all of the physical body, is the body and the mind and the energy. So when we chant, we tap into the layers beyond the physical that do not have form, which represent unlimited consciousness. So we are all that. We are this and we are that, and that is the whole, okay? And we're all part of that whole. So I'm here with you. We're together. We're having different experiences, but we're all in this together so we can support one another, okay? So if you'd like to repeat the Sanskrit after me, Om Sahana Vavatu. Again, Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana bhunaktu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Saha viryam karavavahi. Saha viryam karavavahi. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Ma vidvishavahai. Essentially, that means may we protect one another together. May we learn and grow together. May our learning be filled with wisdom and with prosperity and with growth. May we come together in peace. May there be no separation between us. Peace to all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I made a mistake with that second line. It's Saha no. The no is important. Bhunaktu. Saha no bhunaktu. This is line 2. Okay, so if you'd like, if you're just joining us, say hi in the chat, and if you have any requests, you can type them here, because I can actually see it now. I figured out how to do it. So let's chant together. If this Sanskrit and chanting is not comfortable for you, just know that with practice it will become comfortable, in the same way that we have to work out our physical body in order for us to achieve greater levels of fitness. It's the same with this practice, with chanting mantra. And we go through all of the different emotions while we are becoming fully embodied and while we're healing. Because healing and growth don't always feel comfortable. And it's the same thing for chanting mantra too, because it just helps us to move through our humanness to touch that which is beyond our humanness in this plane, so that we can integrate all of it, because all of it is who we are at a cosmic level. Okay, let's begin with just some deep breaths. You might clear your throat. Chanting can be an invocation and a dedication, a practice of devotion. So if you'd like, I invite you to close your eyes and for a moment, picture that which is sacred to you. So your intention, your sacred offering or sankalpa. Do you need support right now? Yes, of course. And are there other people that you would like to bring into your practice? By breathing for those who cannot breathe, and by living your life fully in this healthy body for those who are not healthy. And specifically those that are close to you that need support right now, and all of those who are going through the physical, mental, and emotional challenges of this extremely interesting and trying and confusing time that we're in. So maybe picture their faces in your mind, maybe even say their names in your your mind so that we can bring them in together. And let's call upon that divine presence within all of us as we offer 3 rounds of Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Do call and response line by line, and then 2 full rounds all together. So I invite you to sing after me and with me, even just humming along if you don't want to practice the words. The sound vibration that you make with your body tunes your physical body and your spirit bodies into that particular intention. Om Sahana Vavatu. Try that. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu. Saha viryam karavavahi. Saha viryam karavavahi. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Vidvishavahai. Vidvishavahai. All together. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu. Saha viryam karavavahi. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Vidvishavahai. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu. Saha viryam karavavahi. Tejas vinavadhitamastu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's sit quietly for just a couple of minutes, receiving that togetherness. May there be no separation between us. Okay, when you're ready, let's make our way onto our mats. And those of you that have just joined, welcome. Welcome to Vinyasa Yoga and Mantra. I've typed the Shanti Mantra in the chat box, so if you guys would like to check out the chant that we did, we'll do it at the end as well. Okay. I'm going to turn my chat off for right now so that I can keep the time for us. So we have a request for inversions, feet, and legs. So let's begin stretching the feet. If you have a blanket, you can put it under your knees, but it's not completely necessary. So if you need knee padding, you can always fold up your mat, and that can be your knee padding if you would like to. So let's tuck the toes under and sit back. And then you can bring your hands to the floor or to blocks. And I'm actually just going to close this door because it's gotten a little chilly here. Plus we can use it as a wall. So tucking the toes under, pressing into the balls of the feet. You can rock back a little bit. You can lift your knees and you can put them back down on the floor. And you can do that a couple of times, just rocking forward and rocking back. And we'll also do some stretches for our wrists as well, because the foundation of our body often gets overlooked, okay? So rocking forward and rocking back, just starting with deep breaths. Maybe exhaling through the mouth, using the first part of the practice to release anything that you don't need for today, anything residual that's left over from the dreams that you might have had at night, so that you might be a clear channel to receive, see my feet. So now flip the feet flat, and if you can sit back on the heels, cool, and put as much weight back as you can, and maybe you start to just lift one knee and then the other. So my hands are behind me for support, and I'm just putting more weight on the top of the foot so that it's stretching. So feel free to lift and lower a few times. And then when you've had enough of that, you can tuck the toes under and you can continue rocking forward and back, stretching the feet. And then allow the knees to rest, and let's sit tall here. So sitting on the heels, take a moment. Let's take 3 deep breaths, really feeling into your feet. You might even close your eyes. And on the third, raise your arms, inhaling all the way up, and exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart in gratitude. Okay, releasing the hands, let's come into table, so you can continue to use your blanket or just toss it off to the side. We'll stretch our wrists now. So let's take our right hand and turn the fingertips back towards your right knee. And if you want, you can back up a little bit more so that there's more of a stretch in your wrist. And we'll take deep breaths, moving forward and back maybe. And then when you're ready, you can flip up, lift up through the heel of the hand, and then plant the hand back down. Now tucking the toes, the left fingers back. Feel free to sit back a little bit if you want. Deepen your breath, inhaling fully, exhaling fully. And then flip the hands and turn them sideways and try to bring the heels of the hands on the floor with the wrists as close to one another as possible. And then walk your body weight right over your wrists so that you might move in a circle or side to side. So just stretching the wrists here. Deep breaths in and out. Then you can sit back on your feet again, and let's roll the wrists. So let's bring the pinky fingers together, and I'm going to get a little bit closer so that you can see. So the back of the hands, you can go like this, and then roll the heels of the hands together and pull in, out, and around. In, out, and around. You can go the other way. And it couples as sort of like an awesome dance that you could use whenever you have your virtual dance parties. It's very magical. So just circling through the wrists and then shake it out. Now, as we start our practice, I'd like to introduce something that really works for me. I love working with essential oils, and I don't know a lot about their properties yet, but this is my favorite, and it's in the video notes. It's called Woodland Blues. I realize that that's backwards for you, but this is a company that's called Third Generation Herbal, and I love using just a little bit of essential oil in my practice to help me to evoke whatever feeling it is that I need for the day. So you can take your favorite oil, and in this case, this helps with seasonal depression and willpower, which I need both of right now. So I'm going to put just a couple of drops in my hand, and then I'll rub my hands together and charge them up with good energy. I'm just going to lay them near my face. Take a big inhale and exhale. And I'll put it on my throat, my hands, just on my arms. And then sometimes if I'm feeling a little congested, I'll just go ahead and put that oil right on my nostrils. Okay, so let's come back into table and we'll begin our press as you inhale. And as you exhale, press into the finger pads and the thumb pads as you round to flexion. So inhale and exhale as you move through extension and flexion on your own. And then let's go through some circles through the torso. So you can start to make kind of a barrel roll with your body rolling up, down, and around. Going the other way. And one more thing, if you'd like, you can start to roll the hips in a circle forward and back. And feel free to switch the direction each time. This is a movement called Muladhara Kriya, and Muladhara is the root chakra. It's the foundation energy center that signifies our stability and our connection to the earth and our foundation, our birth, and procreation. And it's easy to feel a root chakra imbalance right now because our world is essentially rocked. There's nothing that's certain. And that's why these practices are so important for us to get back into our bodies and to feel literally the earth underneath us. And then you can bring the knees together or apart. Let's sit back to child's pose. And feel free to let the forehead rest to the mat if that is available. And roll the wrists while you're there. And we'll get into our flow now. So let's find Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, engage the core, and then lift the hips up and back and relax your neck. Push the front of the mat down, forward, and away. And then as you pedal through the feet, you might also move through your neck. So take about a minute of free movement to work out any tension that you intuitively feel in your body. So what ways does your body want to move? Allow that as you make your inhale and exhale a continuous loop, which is called Samavriti Pranayama, equal inhale and equal exhale. On your next inhale, soften the knees and look beyond the hands, and let's walk or jump up there. And as you exhale, separate your feet a little bit and fold in. Relax your arm. Now bring the hands to the shins and lift up to a flat back. As you exhale, fold forward and down, relaxing the neck completely. Inhale again, half lift, hands to the shins or to the floor. And exhale, fold forward and down. And one last time, maybe this time you keep the fingertips on the floor. And exhale as you fold. Sweep up to rise, inhaling, reach the sky. Exhale, fold halfway forward, engage the core, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold halfway. Inhale, rise up. Now exhale, go all the way down. Keep the toes pressing firmly into the mat. Inhale, half lift, look forward. As you exhale, step your left foot back. Keep the back heel lifted, your feet are in separate lanes. So while we work into the feet, we're going to really lift to the ball of the back foot and walk the hands up onto your front thigh. Okay, so if our intention today is feet and legs, then we're just going to really work our lunges and then bend your knee, go as low as you can, and inhale, rise up and lift onto the ball of the back foot, lift up high off the heel. Exhale, sit back down into your lunge, stop your right knee over the ankle, and then bend the back knee. Inhale, lift up, straighten the front leg, and lift up really high onto the ball of the back foot, and then exhale, press the heel back down and away, and bring the back knee almost down. And one more time, rise up, inhale, this time raise your arms. Exhale, sit into your lunge, reach the arms forward and up. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, halfway down, airplane your arms. Inhale, pull the right heel isometrically back as you rise into a back bend. Exhale, airplane arms, lean forward. Inhale, rise up, really work the back leg here. Exhale, airplane your arms, pause, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your left hand down and your right arm high, drop the right hip, revolve low lunge. Take a full breath in, maybe roll your wrist up there. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down inside the front foot. Flip the left heel down, walk to your left. Turn your heels in and toes out. You're turning wide on your mat now. And with your feet on the same plane, start to bend one knee and then the other, just going into some side lunges. Now your job here is to try and make sure that the foot stays planted on all of the toes, which is called Pada Bandha, foot lock. It draws the energy up from the foot, up through the entire leg. Just 2 more times, side to side. Now let's turn around to the right. So back where you started, turn to frame your right foot, unplug the left heel. Plant the hands, keep the arms strong and gaze forward as you step back to plank. Press slightly forward, and on the knees or on the toes, let's lower all the way down to the belly. Press into the tops of the feet, and anchor the feet and bring the heart forward away from the anchor of the toes as you inhale. And exhale and soften. We're going into back bend twice more. Hugging the elbows toward one another, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, heart moves forward away from the feet. Exhale, your spine gets longer as you lower down. Now slide the hands back 1/2 inch and lift up to upward facing dog if you like. Up and off the thighs, you're pressing into the tops of the feet. Take a full breath in, then flip the toes, engage the core, find downward facing dog as you exhale fully. One more breath. Inhaling, raise your left leg up and back. Roll your ankle as you exhale. Roll the other way. Now lift up really high onto your right tiptoes. Take your left leg as high as you can and step it all the way through into your lunge as you exhale. Get it all the way to the front of the mat. Your feet are in separate lanes. Your back heel is super lifted. Okay, both of your hips face the front of the mat, so let's rise up. Hands to your waist here to start. Lift up, straighten both legs and lift the back heel off the mat. And then bend into your front knee and send the back heel away and bring the back knee almost down. Pull the left heel back, feel the inner thighs working as you rise up. Lift onto the very ball of your back foot and then exhale and sit back down and press the back heel away from you. Inhale and rise up, work the back foot. Exhale, press the back heel away as you bend the left knee, drop the right knee, and rise up. So at no point are you just collapsing the knee onto the ground. It doesn't even touch. It almost touches, but not all the way. One more time. And then let's find our lunge. Feel the connection of the heels pulling toward each other. Feel how that activates your inner thighs. Now let's raise the arms, inhale, find a back bend. As you exhale, airplane your arms, engage your core, and bring your chest forward to your thigh. Inhale, rise up and find a back bend. Exhale, airplane, arms forward. Inhale, up, find your back bend. Exhale, airplane, arms, stop there. Inhaling, right hand down to the floor, left arm high, revolve low lunge. Roll your wrist up there. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, this time bring your hands down, frame your front foot, look forward, step back to plank. Now, in plank, you're gonna rock as far onto the toes as you can, and then press your heels back. So you're rocking forward onto the toes, pressing the heels back. One more time, rock forward, press halfway back, and lower through your push-up. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Raise the right leg on your inhale. As you exhale, roll your ankle, wiggle your toes. You can bend the knee if you want to. Let's lift up really high onto your left hip toes. Look forward and step forward. Now, when you're ready, bring the back knee down. You might put it on a blanket if you want to. Now let's flatten the back foot. So if you can, you're going to flatten that back foot, and then you'll lift the knee off the floor just a couple of inches. Without actually moving your legs, squeeze the right heel back as you try to drag the left leg forward, but you're not actually moving your legs. This is an isometric engagement. We hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the back knee come down, tuck the back toes under, and straighten your front leg. Move forward and back with your stretch. So you might put blocks under your hands as you move forward and back, half split into lunge. Please, anything that doesn't work for you, just don't do it. 2 more times. One more time. Find your lunge. Now, press down into the ball of the left foot and lift the left knee off the ground. Walk your hands forward and lift your left leg up. Okay? Walk your hands up your right leg and reach your arms out to balance like airplane wings. Warrior 3. So the back leg is really strong. You're pulling in through the core. Feel the navel draw up toward the ribs. The heart moves forward and out. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, big wings. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, big wings. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, big wings, and bring your left knee up. Keep your wings, keep your wings, keep your wings. And exhale, reach to hug the leg. And pause here in standing. You might roll your left ankle. Okay. Now we'll come into tree pose from here. So if you would like, you can keep the foot lifted, bring it to the inside of your thigh, and point the left knee out. Now you're standing up super tall. See if you can scoop. I'm going to turn this side so you can see. See if you can scoop the tail under a little bit so that the front of the body draws in and up. Now everything is coming into the center and up. Like the roots of a tree, receive your resources from the earth as you inhale, drawing it up. As you exhale, just radiate it out. So a tree receives carbon dioxide and emits oxygen. So how can we receive everything that we're receiving and feeling right now and turn it into a product that the world can use, that the world needs? So how can you transmute what we're going through into your gift to the world and your outward expression? Take another full breath in, and then hug your left knee into your chest. Now we're sending it back as you exhale to the very back of the mat, and then turn the back heel at a slight angle, which is warrior 1. So the back heel turns in slightly. okay? My hips are still facing the front of the mat. There's a common misconception sometimes that warrior one, the back foot is turned out and you just turn the rest of your body forward. But let's try and have everything facing forward as much as possible. Raise the arms, inhale. And then exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left for eagle arms. If you like, you can press the back of the hands toward each other, or you can try and reach the palms together. Let's lift up and inhale. As you exhale, bring your chest inside your front thigh. Inhale and rise up. And exhale and bend. Inhale and come up. Exhale and bend down. This time, inhale, rise up, release your arms and circle them down toward the floor. Unplug the back heel and step your right foot back to down dog split, up and back. Let the knee bend and let's circle around. So the left knee can come to the floor, or you can keep the left knee off the floor as you just make the big circular movements under the body if you want to, around and out. You can kick it out to the side. If you have a wall near you, you can prop it on that wall, whatever feels good. Lift up really high onto your left tiptoes. Move forward to plank. Let's stay here. Option one is to put the feet down and put the knees down. Option two, we stay in plank. And option three, you bring the right foot on top of the left foot and you push the arms straight. Hold here for 5, 4, your left leg is strong, 2, 3, 2, lean forward, lower through your push-up. Now push back up, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky, and exhale, pigeon pose, bring your right knee behind your right wrist for Kapotasana, and send the left leg way back. Woo. Okay, so let's pause here for a few breaths. You're welcome to go ahead and lie down, but lately I've been getting a lot of requests for hip flexors or iliopsoas. So if you need some relief in the hip flexors, you can just keep your hands on the floor and try to keep your chest lifting. At the same time, you're pushing down into the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Maybe you get a little bit higher up onto the fingertips. Now, you roll the shoulders back and lead with the heart, and let's move through the neck while we're here. Rolling the ear toward each shoulder. Release your jaw. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and sit on your right hip. So if there's a prop underneath your right hip, take it out. Bring your right foot in towards your left thigh as you stretch your left leg out. So now we're in a folded right leg and a straight left leg. Okay? Reach the arms out. Take an inhale and let's reach toward the left leg with the left hand and bring your left hand down inside your left leg and reach the right arm up and over. Make some giant circles with the right arm and follow your hand with your gaze if you want to. So turning the torso down, opening the heart out. 2 more. This time, let's stay in our side stretch. Some of you might like to stay upright. Some of you might want to touch the foot with your right hand. If you would like to, you can turn the left forearm in so that you get a little bit more of a heart opener. Another option is to take your left hand to the right hip so that then you can reach both sides. Feel free to keep your neck long, looking down or forward or up. And it is 11:11, so if you'd like to make a wish, put your intention out to the world. And on your inhale, let's rise up. Reach the sky. And exhale, twist to your right. Bring your right hand behind you. Or if you want, you can take your right hand to your left hip. So you can draw it around. And then the left hand can come to the outside of the leg, the right leg, And feel free to move through your neck. It's changed to 11:12, so your intention has been created in the world. May this be so. Om Tat Sat. Okay, let's release. Bring your hands towards your right. Flip your left heel down, push into your left foot, and step back to downward facing dog. Either stay there, or inhale, roll forward to plank, and on the knees or toes, exhale, lower through your push-up, stopping at 90 degrees. Inhale through your back bend, legs on the floor for cobra, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana is to lift off the top of the thighs and to pull the energy in through the inner thighs, up through the perineum, up toward the navel under the ribs, and out through the heart and out through the forehead, and then lift up and back down. Take a breath. Let's raise the left leg on your inhale. Roll your ankle up there. Bend your knee if you want to. Then stretch it straight up, lift up really high onto the right tiptoes. Take your left leg as high as you can and then step it through between your hands. From here, walk your hands forward and take your right leg up. So we're preparing for warrior 3, but the hips are as level as you can get them and the core is engaged. So then start to walk the hands up. The back leg is really straight and strong. Arms fly, inhale, exhale, hands in. Inhale out, exhale, hands in. Inhale out, exhale, palms to the heart. Last one, inhale out, exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale out, stand up, reach up, and then exhale, hands to your shins, hug it in. Let's stay standing, drop the shoulders. Now bring the bottom of the right foot to the inside of your left thigh for tree pose, vrikshasana. So your thigh and your foot are resting together, but they're not just resting, they're actively pulling in toward each other. And that will help draw up through the core and up through the heart, and then maybe up through the arms. You're breathing deeply. There's just as much going on with the inside of your left thigh, with the pelvis tucking forward, as there is lifting up. Notice the weight distribution on your left foot. Can you distribute it out through the entire foot, all 4 corners? Inner big toe, outer pinky toe, inner heel, outer heel. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, let's bring the knee up. Inhale, reach high. And then exhale, let's step it back. Sweep back and take a lunge. Now we're coming back to warrior 1. So ground the back heel down. Raise the arms up and inhale. As you exhale, sweep your left arm under for eagle arms. And try to get the arms straight. If you're able to bring the left palm to the right palm, cool. But if your wrists make a circle, then you want to try and straighten the wrists and keep them flush. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, humble warrior with your eagle arms. Keep rolling the left hip point back. Inhale, hug both legs together to rise. And exhale and come down. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, come down. Now inhale, come up, sweep and release the arms. And then exhale, let's bring the hands down. Unplug the back heel. Step back to down dog split. Take the left leg in the ear. Let the head drop, bend the knee. Bring the right knee to the ground if you want to, or you can make range of motion coming in and out of plank. So plank or down dog, or forward and back. So any movements using the props that you have around you to play, having fun. And then come forward to plank. Option 1, put your feet and knees on the floor. Option 2, to keep that left leg lifted and prop the foot on top of the right ankle. Now push your arms straight and breathe. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we'll take one push up. So bend the elbows, push back up, inhale, lift it high, reach the left leg in the air, and exhale, Kapotasana, left knee towards your left wrist, coming into pigeon. Slide your right leg back. Here we are. If you've got a lot of space underneath the left hip, you're welcome to bring your block or your blanket under there. I invite you, if it works for you, to stay up on straight arms, and you can be on your palms or you could be up on your fingertips. Feel free to roll through your neck while you're here. And the reason that the arms are straight is to stretch the front body, is to stretch the hip flexors. So you can deepen that stretch if you want to by tucking the right toes under, pushing back through the heel, and then pushing down into the pinky toe edge of your left foot as well. So it's as if you're trying to roll the legs toward each other, and you'll feel your tailbone move forward and feel the belly draw back and feel the heart lift up. And if you're really squeezing your glutes, relax the glutes and bring some of the energy into the pelvic floor and the perineum, which is Mula Bandha, and draw the energy elevator up, moving the navel up underneath the ribs for Uddiyana Bandha. Now drop the shoulders and lift the heart up, and then release. Now, we're coming into a seat, so go ahead and sit on your left hip and let your right leg stretch all the way out. Okay, so the left knee is in a fold, and then the right leg is straight. First, flying arms. Now inhale, reach your right arm out, 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 and then bring your right hand down inside the right leg on the palm or on the forearm as the left arm reaches up and over. And then let's make some big circles. Feel free to follow the hand with the gaze if you want to. Deepening your breath. What a joy it is to breathe freely. I don't know if it's sunny in your area, but imagine it being sunny and bright and fresh. The little things, right? And then reach over, and you can stay there if you want to, option 1. Option 2, start to reach toward the foot. If you'd like, you can start to turn the right forearm in, or you could take the right hand to the left hip and then lean over. And then you use the foot to draw your heart open more. Pay attention to the neck. Make sure that it is relaxed and long. And on your inhale, press down into both legs to rise up. Reach the sky. Inhale, arms in the air. And then exhale, twist to your left. You take your left arm behind you, and you can press the arm just right behind the back or on the fingertips. And the right hand can come onto the left leg, and you can push down to get your spine longer, or feel free to use it to help the rotation. Feel free to move through your neck. Okay, when you're ready, scoop your left leg in and stretch both legs out in front of you. Now we're coming into a floor series, and we're going to spend more time in meditation today. So if you'd like to go ahead and grab some water, now would be a nice time. Okay. Now we're coming into a stretch where you'll cross your ankles, but your job is to try not to put too much pressure in the knees. So if you'd like, you can actually roll up a blanket and toss it underneath your knees if you want to. And then that way you don't have to worry about hyperextension through the knee joint. Because when we do these stretches, we want to feel them in the muscles and not in the joints themselves. So let's start first with the right ankle crossed over the left. Okay? Now, for Paschimottanasana with the legs crossed, which is essentially what we're doing, you want to make sure that the torso gets long. So I like to bring my hands to my ribs, and I imagine like pulling my torso longer from the hips to the armpits gets longer, and then you reach forward. And you can just stay here and soften, or you can keep it active by inhaling and lengthening the spine. And I'm pulling on the floor right now to walk forward as you exhale. And we're not necessarily going for getting the face toward the legs. We're thinking about, again, length from the hips to the armpits. So you're lengthening the sides of the body. And depending on the angle that your right foot makes, you might get different sensations. So what happens if you move through that ankle to increase that stretch? What happens if you walk your hands over to one side or the other? Ooh. So just play around there and experiment with where the hands go, where the foot is facing. Okay, let's come up. Now, if you have a blanket under your knees, please take it out so that you can then cross your right ankle over your left. Hold your right shin with both hands so that you can sit really, really tall. Your job is to have equal weight in both sitting bones. Now, let's wrap the left arm around the shin, reach the right arm up. Inhale, sit super tall, and then exhale, bring your right hand behind you. Breathe into Viryasana twist. Just so you know, there is a bright red robin in the tree behind my house. What animals make you feel like you're being gifted some special information? Like it's a blessing when you see them. So on your inhale, release, and then turn to your left. And you can stay upright here, pressing against the outside of the leg. Or if you want, I like to actually put my hands on the floor and lean down, and then to come back up. Okay. Stretch the legs in front and shake it out if you'd like. And then if you have that blanket roll, you can go ahead and take it back underneath the knees. And we'll take now the left ankle on top of the right. Okay, again, from the hips to the armpits get long. You can even pretend that you can actually lift yourself up. So maybe thumbs in the underarms and lift yourself up and then drape yourself forward. And each time, perhaps you walk forward even more. And maybe you move around through your left foot. Again, maybe you play around with having the arms on one side in a slight twist or the other. Oh, ooh. So find all those sweet spots that feel like they need more attention. Breathe into them. And let's slowly rise. Come on up. Feel free to raise the arms up. And as you exhale, reach for the left leg and draw it in. Take your blanket out if you have it. Cross it over your right leg. And still keep your right foot just directly out in front of your hips. Now, hold your shin to sit up really tall. Let's wrap the right arm around the front of the shin and lift your chest high. Raise your left arm. Inhale. Exhale, turn to your left and place the hand behind you. And feel free to circle here for your neck. Relax your jaw and stretch it out. That usually makes me yawn. Enjoy it. And then release it and counter twist, turning to your right, or you can lean down toward the floor if that feels good. And come on up. Okay. Now we're coming into shoulder stand by popular request. So Paul likes to do shoulder stand with bicycle legs. And I want to show you how to take the pressure off of your neck. So I did this in either last week or 2 weeks ago's yoga class. So I'll show you how to make what I like to call the blanket sandwich. Okay. So we're going to make a prop for the upper arms. When you go into shoulder stand, you are looking to support the entire length of the humerus. Okay, so from this up through here, we want to support. Okay, so when we make a blanket fold, we're able to get there. So you fold your mat over the top of your blanket. So I'll do it from this side so that you can see. So the blanket is on my mat, and then I'm going to take my mat, and I have 2 mats stacked, so I'm going to take both of them and fold it over. Okay, now I have a really thick pad here that is at least the length from the bottom of my shoulder, like right at the underarm, up to the elbow. That surface needs to be level so that you can have a really flush surface to support your shoulder stand. Then, if you like, you can keep your head on the back of the mat so there's some padding there. Okay, so I'm going to turn and sit right in front of my blanket fold. Then I'm coming down so that my upper arms are supported by the blanket sandwich. Okay, and my shoulders are back from the edge of the blanket sandwich, just an inch or so, a couple of inches, because when your legs go up, then you'll feel a movement back a little bit. And your legs, when they go up, they push you back. So you want to give yourself space. Okay, so once you start going into shoulder stand, you're only looking up. Please do not turn your head while there's weight on your neck. That can create a lot of complications, okay? So you're bending at the elbows and you're pushing your upper arms down. Now, option 1 to just get the passive benefits of shoulder stand is to take a block and to put it right underneath your pelvis. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you're welcome to place a block underneath the pelvis. Or if getting there is a little bit harder for you, prop your hips up with a block first so that you don't have to lift as much. Then let's all start with the hips down and the feet straight up. Okay, now pull the elbows in toward the body, push down to the upper arms, and lift. Catch the hips. You can swing a little bit, but I would rather you use the strength of your core and arms to lift your body rather than the swinging. Okay, so once you get there, because your neck is free, you're able to draw your shoulder blades closer together and your elbows closer together. Then you can do whatever you want with your legs. So you can do the bicycle like Paul likes to do, or you could do like a giant helicopter situation. So the weight is in your arms, not your neck. That's why it's called a shoulder stand. You're not standing on your neck. So if you can't lift your chin away from your chest, push down into your arms more. There's about a space of like a regular size orange from your chin to your chest, and your breathing is full and free. Feel free to stay here as long as you want. Come down whenever you like. Or if you like, we'll stay for another 3 breaths. One more breath. And then let's slowly start to draw the legs back behind you for Halasana plow pose. Keep the hands at your hips. Only if the feet touch the floor do you release your arms. And the purpose for that is you want to make sure that the weight is not in the neck. Keep it out of your neck. Please do that work. Then you can use your hands as brakes to slowly lower the hips down, 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 onto a block or onto the floor. So let's pause here with the hips down and the feet straight up in just a gentle L shape. Feel free to roll your ankles and your toes. Now let's bring the feet together and the knees apart, and you can reach for your feet. If you'd rather do happy baby, you can draw one heel away and then the other. If it's too much to have the block underneath your hips now, please place your feet on the floor and take it out. And let's release the feet onto the floor. You can keep the block underneath you and just kind of wiggle it forward a little bit. Let the arms move by your sides, and let's rock the knees. So you can be, totally down on the floor with the hips, or your block could be under your pelvis still. Okay, now we're coming into back bend. So we're staying on that blanket sandwich that we made with the blanket and the mat so that you have, again, some space to support the neck. Okay, so option one is to come into Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. So we bring the upper arms down and the elbows are bent and the hands are in the air. And you can push down into the heels and pick up the hips and take them up. And again, your gaze stays to the ceiling. Please keep your face only to the ceiling because that'll help keep your neck safe. You're doing the work with your upper arms and with the heels. See if you can take some of the work that's in the glutes and pull it up into the inner thighs. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, lower down. If you'd like to try Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow, make sure that your hands are dry. Take your hands to the flat mat. So it's a little tricky with our blanket sandwich because you want to make sure that you get the whole hand flat. So I'm actually wiggling my fingertips underneath the mat fold so that the entire hand from the wrists to the fingertips are flat. Then feel free to lift to the crown of the head, or you can lift up, and you can lift your heels too if you want. Sometimes when my body feels tight, if I lift my heels up, it takes some of the pressure out of the low back. If you can turn your neck, please do. Let's take one more breath. And then lower the hips down. You can keep the hips up, tuck the chin, come all the way down. And take your block out of the way. And let's just pause for a moment. Heels out, knees resting together. Relax your arms. 4 more deep breaths. All right, slowly roll to one side to come up. And then we'll take our mat and bring it back where it was. So you can bring it back out. It's a nice good pop. So we're coming down to close our practice. So as we come into Shavasana, we're going to take some twists to each side. So feel free to prop a block underneath your leg as you twist to the side. And now, since we're moving around, might be a nice time to have some water before we end. Stay hydrated if you can. Okay, so coming down onto your back. Take your time getting down there. And with nothing underneath your low back, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Feel free to rock side to side, or you can make a circle. To massage the sacral area of your low back, the bottom of your spine. You can bring your big toes together. You can move your knees apart and back in. Going the other way. Then let's take the legs to your left. So first, shift the hips to the right so that then you can stack your knees over to your left and you can reach your arms out. Relax the head onto a block or onto the floor. And then feel free to take your right arm back out, over to your right, down, out, or up. Feel free to turn your head to your right. If you want, you can stretch the top leg out and hold on to it with the left hand. Moving through the foot again, continuing to explore that stretch. And then let's release and come through the center on your inhale. Shift the hips to the left to bring the knees over to the right. Take your whole body over first and then reach out through your left arm. Feel free to stay there. Maybe you turn your head to your left, deepening the twist. Or if you want the leg stretch, you can stretch the left leg out and find it in your right hand. Or you could prop onto a wall or onto a block, whatever's around you. Coming back to center. Let's bring the feet together and the knees apart, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. And you might put blocks underneath your knees, or you might just put your arms under there. And feel free to cover up with a blanket. Sometimes just for comfort, I like to put a blanket over the belly and the pelvis and the inner thighs. Here, it just feels very comforting and grounding. So if that is comfortable for you, please let your Shavasana be there with the feet together and the knees apart, because we're opening up to being that one collective consciousness through the vessel of our individual self. So this posture represents your willingness to open to that which is including and beyond this realm, okay? Now, for me, for a long time, this posture was painful for me. So if it hurts you, don't do it. So essentially find a comfortable position so that you can really receive the integration that Shavasana provides. So now let's come down onto the back and we'll come into rest. And while you rest, I'll offer mantras that will help us to tap into that collective consciousness, to find the spaces of peace beyond. And after Shavasana, I'll invite you to chant with me. So for now, just receive. So as you take your comfortable closing posture, just go ahead and take some big, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. we be together in peace and harmony. May the planet be healed. May Mother Earth prevail. May we work together in harmony with no separation between us. May this be so, Om Tat Sat, and may we be delivered to that place with our practices every single day that we might remember. Om Tat Sat, 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 Om, my beloved, I surrender all resistance to my love. Take me home, free my soul, my beloved. I surrender all resistance to my love. Take me home, free my soul, come and home, 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 come and home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Slowly begin to deepen your breath. If you'd like, you can stay where you are. Take a longer rest if you need. If you'd like to chant with me, please do. Let's allow our collective mantra and intention I create an atmosphere of no resistance. I create an atmosphere of no resistance. I surrender the need to control. I have faith. I trust you. Though I don't understand anything right now, I know I'm going to be okay. On a soul level, we're eternal. No matter what happens right now or to these bodies, we live on forever as love. Forever as love. Om Tat Sat. 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 Tat Sat. Om 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 Tat Sat. May we be delivered to peace, bliss, divine life. May this be so. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Swaha. 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 Let's sit quietly for a few minutes, just absorbing that. So we begin to deepen your breath. And let's move into a balancing pranayama practice called Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breath. If you'd like, you can take the index and middle finger to the brow center, close to the bridge of the nose. Okay, and then release both of the rest of the hands, the thumb and the last two fingers. Inhale through both nostrils. Close the right nostril with the thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close both sides and hold and tuck the chin. And as you close both sides, holding, tucking the chin, feel the energy move into the fingers that are at the third eye. Feel the third eye illuminate. Feel the crown illuminate. Feel the upper chakras alive, warm, radiant. When you're ready to exhale, release the thumb and exhale out through the right to finish. Then release the hands. And let's rub the hands together and bring them palms together to the wisdom center, to the third eye. Let's bring it back to gratitude for our health, the fact that we're alive. And if that's all you've got today, that is a lot. Let's close together with one arm. Let's take a deep breath in. Peace to you, body, mind, and spirit. May we recognize that divine presence in one another. Vavatu. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. I'm going to come up to the computer so I can chat with you guys again. Thank you for joining me for that practice. And if anybody wants to offer anything, please feel free to write it in the chat. And if you would like to keep up with me, I'm going to put my link tree again in the comments. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here we are. Okay, does anybody have anything they want to say in the chat? Any questions that you have about the practice? I think there's 4 of you still here. Are you still with me? Okay. Well, thank you all. I have for the rest of the day, from 1 to 3 p.m., I have an Embodying the Goddess workshop, and we're focusing on the transformation as destruction principle of Parvati. So this is a practice for, any gender, or, even those who don't identify with gender specifically, because when we were talking about goddess, we're talking about the principle of Shakti, which is divine feminine energy. But regardless of gender, everybody has masculine and feminine energies, and has access to that collective consciousness, cosmic aspect of ourselves, as well as our human form, and our energy body. So if you're interested in that, then on my link tree, the first link, you can just Venmo Mandy from Salty Dog Yoga, the fee. And if you have any questions, please ask me. And I have a yoga class tonight through Wilmington Yoga Center. So wilmingtonyogacenter.com is in that link as well. That starts at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:15 p.m. basic. So if you enjoyed this class and you want me to keep showing up on YouTube, please let me know. Feel free to donate when you have it, so that we can all still be together when you don't, and we support one another. We're in this together. Check on your friends. Ask them about their experience. We're all going through something different. So let's take care of each other. Namaste, everybody. Thank you. Bye. Love you all. If you can see the chat. Namaste.